Test. Here we go.
You're listening to the Ranked Podcast, where your hosts, Nick Norris and Justin Knight, are on the hunt for the most iconic year in sports history.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Ranked, the most iconic years in sports history. My name is Nick Norris, and I am here with the birthday boy, Justin Knight.
Calm down now. We still got a day.
No, because when this comes out, it'll be your birthday.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Yeah, happy birthday to me.
Yeah, happy birthday. How old are you now?
24, so it's my golden year. My birthday's on the 24th, and I'm turning 24. My golden
lovely.
birthday. Yeah.
Golden birthday.
Yeah.
Well, in honor of your 24th birthday, we're going to do your favorite year of all time, 1984. Is that right?
Oh, I don't think I've ever said what my favorite year is.
Well,
It'd be kind of weird that 1984 would be my favorite year.
Well, that's the year I picked for you to be your favorite year. And let me tell you why. Let me paint you the picture of what 1984 looks like before we get into the sports of it all.
Oh.
Ronald Reagan is named president in a landslide vote. Indian Prime Minister Indira Gandhi is assassinated. And the Summer Olympics are held in L.A. Big year. Want to hear some movies that came out in 1984?
What do we got?
I usually just do 3. There's so many this year. I just kept going because I was like, this is a lot of big movies. So I'm just gonna burn through these. The Never-Ending Story, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, Dune, The Karate Kid, Ghostbusters, Gremlins, A Nightmare on Elm Street, 16 Candles, Romancing the Stone, Conan the Destroyer, Footloose, The Terminator, Beverly Hills Cop, Red Dawn, Police Academy, Revenge of the Nerds, Children of the Corn.
Oh, my gosh.
That's a lot of big movies. Yeah, for real. It's a great year for movies. Some TV shows, too. The Cosby Show, yuck. Miami Vice.
Yeah.
Transformers.
Oh, that's a good one.
Murder, She Wrote, and Jeopardy.
Nice. Yeah. I didn't realize Jeopardy was that old.
I thought it was older. I thought it was a 70s thing. I didn't realize it was an 80s thing.
I know Wheel of Fortune's been around for a long time, too.
How about some music from 84? We've got When Doves Cry by Prince. What's Love Got to Do With It by Tina Turner. Say, Say, Say by Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson. Against All Odds by Phil Collins. And Jump by Van Halen. Go ahead and sing.
Might as well jump. Jump!
It's good. It's good. It's really good.
Go ahead, jump.
Out of all those movies, TV shows, songs, what are your favorites? I think
Jump by Van Halen's a good song. And then favorite movie?
From that year. There's a lot of them.
Probably Indiana Jones.
Yeah, Temple of Doom. Terminator's huge. Ghostbusters, Gremlins, those are all great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never really got into the Terminator series. Have
you watched them?
Some of them.
Okay.
Just a little bit. I've caught some of the newer ones they came out with. I didn't see the newest one.
Yeah. I don't think anybody did.
No, yeah. How many have they made now? Like 6 or 7?
A bunch. Yeah. The only really good ones are 1 and 2. And then everything else after that is mediocre to bad.
There was one that wasn't too bad that I'm trying to think of what his name is. I'd have to look it up. But they also didn't they have a TV series about it too?
Yeah, and the TV series was pretty good.
I thought the TV series was pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that show a lot actually. That's a good show. And it stopped on a cliffhanger, which sucks.
It did, yeah. I remember watching it and thinking, "Oh man, this is gonna be good," and then never heard from it again. Because I guess I would have been in like middle school or something like that when it came out.
You want to hear some inventions and products released in 1984?
Sure.
The Apple Macintosh.
Oh, that's a big one.
The CD-ROM.
Nice.
Tetris.
Oh yeah, that's big too.
DNA fingerprinting.
Oh wow.
Transformers toys, just like the show, both came out that year. Air Jordans, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Power Wheels, Extra Gum,
Nice.
HP Laser Jet, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
My gosh, what a year for inventions as well.
It's a year for everything. You want to hear the biggest invention that came out this year, though?
All right.
Bulletproof wheat and pasta.
Bulletproof wheat and pasta.
Yes.
What was the reasoning behind it?
Researcher Larry Rogers.
No, wait. If you eat this, do you become bulletproof?
No, it's not a
No,
magic
okay.
pasta.
Okay.
No. Researcher Larry Rogers announced that he had stumbled upon a formula using a mixture of bacteria and grain waste that could make wheat bulletproof. He said that in tests, the wheat had stopped the bullet from a M16 rifle.
Oh my gosh.
Hardened wheat could also serve as a building material, but still made a tasty noodle. Apparently, it's bulletproof in the same way that like a phone book is bulletproof. It's just really thick and can like catch a bullet because it's so thick. It's not like bullets are pinging off of it. Yeah.
Ping, ping, ping. What kind of vest you got there? It's a bulletproof wheat and pasta vest. Let's try it.
And I've decided, Justin, if you don't mind, I'm going to move the weird news segment up to the top because I feel like it belongs more in this segment than at the end. Is that okay with you? So I'll go ahead and knock this out. So the first story, after being brought forward in a wheelchair to receive a blessing from Pope John Paul II, John Laverick was wheeled back, at which point he promptly stood up, folded the chair, and carried it away. It must be a miracle, someone in the crowd gasped. Laverick later explained it was not a miracle. He was fully able-bodied. He sat down in the wheelchair because it was the only seat left in the Vatican's audience chamber, and he was too embarrassed to say anything when a Swiss guard unexpectedly wheeled him forward. Oh, that's instant karma for taking a wheelchair.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess you can't blame him. He's probably just thinking, what the heck, I'll sit wherever. And they're like, oh, sir, let's wheel you up to the front. I mean, let's get you up here. I'm sorry. He should have just kept playing it and said, hey, could someone wheel me back home?
He just got up and walked out. And the last story, in Richmond, California, the neighbors of 71-year-old Alice Ricci took her to court in an effort to halt her nonstop lawn watering. Ricci had been watering her lawn every day, all day, rain or shine, for over a year, using, get this, over 20,000 gallons of water daily.
I would love to know what her water bill was.
Her yard had turned into a swamp, and the runoff was damaging the foundations of neighboring homes and causing algae to grow on driveways. The court ordered a flow restrictor to put on her water line, limiting her to just 500 gallons a day. Ricci never explained why she felt a need to water so much.
Sounds like she's crazy. I mean, because, if you're watering 20,000 gallons, is that what you said? How much?
Daily.
How much?
20,000 gallons
that's insane.
daily.
I mean, your yard taking 20,000 gallons of water daily. I mean, obviously at that point you might as well just have a swamp. That's disgusting. Yeah, she must have been crazy.
Well, Justin, we've talked about 1984. I think everyone has a good picture of what that year was like now. And now we need to talk about the sports. Yeah, absolute madness. Great movies and a heavily watered yard were two important things that year. So let's talk about the sports, though. Usually we start on January 1st, Justin. Turns out this year nothing happened on January 1st. So we're going to start on January 2nd. We had the 70th Rose Bowl. UCLA beat number 4 Illinois 45-9. We also had the 50th Sugar Bowl that day. Number 3 Auburn beats number 8 Michigan 9-7. Your Auburn Tigers.
Nice. Good news.
On that same day, we had the 13th Fiesta Bowl. Number 14 Ohio State beats 15 Pittsburgh 28-23. And the 50th Orange Bowl. Number 5 Miami beats number 1 Nebraska 31-30.
Nice.
January 4th, we had Edmonton beats Minnesota 12-8 in the highest scoring modern NHL game. And just a few days later, on January 11th, the Denver Nuggets beat the Spurs 163-155 in the highest scoring NBA game. So off to a rocking start. Some high scoring games in basketball and hockey. 163 points. That's insane.
Well, see, you don't think this too, 1984, because you would think more defense played back then.
Yeah.
I don't even think the 3-point shot was created yet, was it?
It was.
Okay, was it that point? Okay.
That was a 70s thing, I think.
Okay. 163 to 155 is insane. And is the 12-8 NHL games, that's still the highest scoring
I
game?
think so. I think it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if that'll ever get broken either. I mean, 20 goals.
That's a lot.
That is a lot of goals, especially in a hockey game. Because
And that's in regulation. It didn't go in overtime.
What would you say the average? I mean, total for a hockey game?
Probably 4 to 5.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more. No, it's
Yeah,
not
so, I
much.
mean,
Yeah.
No. That's insane.
January 15th, Martina Navratilova. She had her 54th match-winning streak end when beaten by Hannah Mendakova in the final of the Virginia Slims of California tennis event in Oakland. 54 straight wins. That's impressive.
And then she goes on to win 74 now.
Yeah. So after this loss, she goes on to win 74 to set a new record. So, wow. Just think if she would have had all those combined. Nearly did.
Jeez.
And
I mean, just think about it. Yeah, because let's see, 54 plus 74. What is that, like 128 or something like that? So
it's a lot.
What was she, 128 and 1? That's insane.
That's very, very talented, obviously. That's why she was such a sensation in the 80s. And on that same day, we had John McEnroe. He reverses his previous year's result with a 6-3, 6-4, 6-4 win over Ivan Lendl to claim his second season-ending ATP Masters Grand Prix tennis title at Madison Square Garden in New York City, which I hear is lovely. I'd like to go to Madison Square Garden at some point.
I'd love to go to
They
New
do
York.
They used to do. No, they do. They still do the Heisman there, right? But now it's in a building next to it or something.
Yeah, I think
right?
they changed locations for that. But yeah, of course you get the Knicks. There's usually a lot of good concerts there. I don't think. Do they still have? I don't know where they play the U.S. Open tennis. Do you know where they play that at? It's not in Madison Square Garden anymore, is it?
I don't know. I can look that up. U.S. Open tennis location. I don't know why you'd want to move somewhere else, but it looks like, yeah, I don't think it is, and it is there anymore. It looks like it is at.
Okay.
It's in New York, but it's at a different venue, Billie
Yeah,
Jean King National Tennis Center. Oh, it's very nice as well.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
All right. It's January 22nd. You had the Super Bowl. This looks like, what Super Bowl is this? Super Bowl 23?
Super Bowl 23, I believe.
Okay.
Is that right? Yeah.
Looks
probably.
like it, 23, yeah. Played
No,
in Tampa.
That's not 23. No? That's 18.
Oh.
Isn't it?
Sure.
Okay.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, it's 18.
Yeah. Super Bowl 18.
You don't know your Roman numerals.
No, I do. I just got that one mixed up, I guess.
They are hard. Yeah. They're
okay,
very
I don't
hard.
need to hear it from you anymore. All right. This one, Super Bowl 18 was played at Tampa Stadium, where the Raiders beat the Redskins 38-9, and the MVP was Marcus Allen, LA's running back. So good for him. Also on January 22nd, you have the PGA Seniors Championship, where I can't even say his name.
Arnold Palmer?
Sorry, I can't say his name. Arnold?
You have a
There we go,
stroke?
Palmer? I did, yeah. There's some names I just can't say, and his name is one of them.
It's one of those
Arnold
things that you
Palmer.
read every day and you see it on paper and you don't think about it. Then when you try to say it out loud, you're like, how does my tongue work?
I know, that's what I'm saying. There's like some words where you're just like, ugh. All right, he wins his third of 5 Champions Tour major titles by 2 strokes over Don January. January 23rd, Hulk Hogan defeats Iron Sheik to win his first World Wrestling Federation title at Madison Gardens, New York. Good for him.
I think they're doing a Hulk Hogan documentary with Chris Hemsworth playing Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, I bet that's going to be pretty crazy.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
January 28th, you had Edmonton center Wayne Gretzky's NHL record point scoring streak ends at 51 games when the Oilers beaten 4-2 by LA Kings. Gretzky totals 61, 92, 153 during the period. Very nice. February 8th, you had the Winter Olympic Games open in Yugoslavia. I don't know why in the world you want to have Winter Olympic Games in Yugoslavia. Okay. February 14th, Britain's Jane Torville and Christopher Dean famously dominate the ice dancing at the Sarajevo Winter Olympics, performed to Maurice Ravel's Bolero and free dance routine. Okay, look.
You're struggling. I've been struggling the last
9 of
12
9.
episodes, so I understand.
Scores for artistic impression.
Lovely.
Then February 27th, Carl Lewis. He jumps world record indoor 8,675 meters.
That seems like a lot. That seems like a lot of meters. I don't know
That is a lot of meters.
I don't know the old money, but I feel like meters is a lot. Yeah.
Old money?
I guess it's the new money. I guess we're in the old money, right? Because we have
What the heck you mean measurement?
Yeah, we have the old system.
Why'd you say money?
It's just it's a phrase. It's a saying. We're not on the same page at all this episode, Justin. We got to get it. Just because it's your birthday doesn't mean that you can just willy nilly. I need you to get a handle,
I don't
sir.
know what the heck you're talking about. Old money. Go to
It's an expression. It's an expression. Forget it. March 4th, tennis legend Martina Navratilova. She's back. She retains her WTA Tour Championship in New York City by beating Chris Evert for her 5th overall championship title. March 19th, this is my favorite story of the year. This one makes the year to me personally. All right, so this is two-time Cy Young Award winner Danny McClain. He is indicted on charges of drug trafficking, embezzlement, and racketeering. 25-year sentence. It's later quashed. But let me tell you a little bit about this man's life. I just kept reading and reading and thought, this is insanity. This guy is like the original reality show nightmare TV guy. So, one of the weirdest lives probably by a baseball player. In 1970, after a very great start to his career, he started getting into bookmaking and allegedly had his foot crushed by some loan sharks. Those were only rumors at the time, though. Nobody really knew if that was true. They're like, well, there's no proof. But during an interview shortly after, he said he drank a case of Pepsi a day. So Pepsi gave him an advertising deal. They're like, oh, that's great. This is a big name guy. He's drinking our Pepsi. Let's just get him on board. So he gets on board. But the representative he works with is also big into gambling. So they start bookmaking together. Okay? They get caught. He gets suspended a few months. When he comes back, he gets suspended again for dousing some sports writers with a bucket of water. So I don't know. He's suspended a few more weeks. He comes back, gets suspended again immediately for carrying a gun on a team flight. So by the end of the season, he's been suspended for almost the entire season. I think he played maybe 8 games of a baseball season. Like he's gone for almost all of it.
Yeah,
right.
Basically.
So, and he's like the most paid player on the team. Like this is like Patrick Mahomes losing his mind and being suspended for the season. So after he gets suspended and after the year, he's hurting for cash because he hasn't been paid hardly. So he goes bankrupt despite being the first $100,000 player in Detroit Tigers history.
Wow.
So you know how he decides to make some money?
Well, I think I have an idea.
He wants to. Well, no, I don't think you do, because he wants to get some of his players together and start a nude baseball calendar. This gets shut down by the Tigers. Yeah.
Oh my god.
After all this drama, his arm's getting a little weak. He's obviously not putting the work in. He's getting older, what have you. He gets traded to the Senators and immediately tries to get manager Ted Williams fired because they're butting heads. So he immediately tries to get him fired when he's over there.
What a psycho.
All the time, his arm's getting worse. It's becoming less and less valuable. And he goes 10-22 that season. And these 22 losses remain the most in a major league season since Jack Fisher lost 24 with the Mets in 65. So it's still the most in a season. After this, he gets bounced around to different teams. He's eventually dropped for good before the 1973 season. I think by the Braves. It doesn't matter. I don't even think they had him for a spring. So all this happens 3 years after winning 31 games and 2 years after winning his second consecutive Cy Young. He's out of baseball at the age of 29, not even in his 30s.
Golly.
After this, he tried playing in London. That didn't really work out, so his job became playing the organ at different nightclubs. At one point, he supposedly took over $160,000 payment to fly a wanted felon out of the country.
Oh my gosh. Well, hey, he made the money, $160,000.
Yeah, and
Well, good for him, I guess.
And after his major league career, he ballooned to 330 pounds. At one point, modeled Hanes underwear, and now does podcasts and real estate. as his
Well,
job.
good for him. I mean, it ended up. I guess it all worked out. But
I guess.
I guess. I mean, it was a
He
tough
was-
beginning.
What a
Jeez.
wild ride for that guy. He's still rocking around. He's somewhere up north. He lives with his wife, who married him a couple times after he got out of prison. So good on him.
Well, good on her. Good, yeah, good on his wife for. I mean, I guess for someone like that, I mean, that's surprising too. You would think, I'm just going to hit the road.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And to wrap up March, on March 29th, the NFL Baltimore Colts moved to Indianapolis. So once the Baltimore
Hey,
Colts,
good
now
for
the
them.
Indianapolis Colts.
Nice. All right, April 1st. This was the third NCAA Women's Basketball Championship where USC goes back-to-back. They beat Tennessee 72-61, and Cheryl Miller was the second consecutive is that MVP, I'm guessing that's supposed to be? I've never heard of MOP award. MVP. was
No,
it
it's
MOP?
most outstanding player.
Okay, that's so stupid. MVP.
Yeah.
Also on April 1st, you had the Players' Championship. 24-year-old Fred Couples. He finishes 11 under, one stroke ahead of runner-up Lee Trevino. April 2nd, you had the 46 NCAA Men's Basketball Championship where Georgetown beat Houston 84-75. Patrick Ewing, who is now their coach, I believe. He was the most outstanding player. John Thompson was the first African-American head coach to lead his team to any NCAA Division I title.
That's huge for a few reasons there. I mean, obviously Georgetown getting it, but then also Patrick Ewing, and you have the first African American coach. That's pretty significant.
Yep.
All in one right there.
April 5th, you had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He breaks Wilt Chamberlain's time career scoring record of 31,419 points. April 8th, Nabisco Dinah Shore Women's Golf at Mission Hills Country Club. Julie Inkster wins the first of her 7 major titles in a death playoff with Pat Bradley with a par on the first extra hole. April 13th, Pete Rose becomes first National League hitter to get 4,000 hits in a career. Incredible. He should be in the Hall of Fame. I know you had the issues with the gambling, but it's baloney. He should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
48th Masters Tournament on April 15th. Ben Crenshaw. He wins the first of his 2 green jackets. He was two strokes ahead of former champion Tom Watson.
Big stuff happening this year. I will say this year's a bit top heavy. From here, the months kind of get shorter and shorter and things that happen, but still some big stuff that's going to come up here. So let's get started in May with the NFL Draft. Nebraska wide receiver Irving Fryer is the first picked by the New England Patriots. He ended up going on to play for 17 seasons. A lot of his greatest seasons didn't come until his 30s, though, which is rare. But during that time, he caught 851 passes, 12,785 yards, 84 touchdowns. He also had a rushing and 3 punt return touchdowns. So very good career, very good pickup.
Wow.
Only the second ever wide receiver for the first pick. So pretty
Nice.
cool. And the apparently his 255 games played are the most ever for a New Jersey-born player. So that's cool too. May
Seems like
2nd.
just a random stat, too.
Yeah, it is. It was thrown in there, though, so I thought I'll include that. How many New Jersey-born players are there? Probably a lot. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
May 2nd, New York Yankee Don Mattingly's single breaks up Chicago White Sox pitcher Lamar Hoyt's perfect game bid at Comiskey Park. May 16th, Philly pitcher Steve Carlton hits a Grand Slam homer.
Nice.
And on May 19th, we had the Stanley Cup Final. Wayne Gretzky scores twice as Edmonton Oilers beat the New York Islanders 5-2 for a 4-1 series win. Oilers' first SC title, so pretty cool.
Nice.
And May 27th, Manuela Maliva of Bulgaria wins 3 single tennis matches in one day. Italian Open 1984 beats Virginie Ruziski, Carling Bassett, and Chris Evert in the final on 7th player to beat Evert on clay.
Okay, so June 3rd, we had the LPGA Championship Women's Golf at Nicholas Golf Club. Defending champion Patty Sheehan finishes 10 strokes ahead of runners-up Pat Bradley and Beth Daniels, so a very dominating performance. June 12th, you had the 38th NBA Championship, where the Celtics beat the Lakers 4-3 to win the title. June 15th, boxer Thomas Hearns retains his WBC light middleweight title with 2-round KO of Roberto Duran of Panama at Caesars Palace, Las Vegas. Marks his first time in his illustrious career Duran knocked out. So very impressive. And in June 18th, you had the U.S. Open men's golf at Winged Foot Golf Club, where Fuzzy Zoller, what a name, Fuzzy. He beat Greg Norman of Australia by 8 strokes. Wow, in a Monday 18-hole playoff to win his first Open title. Very impressive.
Yeah, I like that name. Fuzzy Zoller. That's great.
Fuzzy.
June 27th, the Supreme Court ends NCAA's monopoly on college football telecasts. That's huge for just the future of college TV. I mean, because now we have a billion channels playing a billion games. So.
NCAA trying to screw everybody over as usual.
If that never happened, you'd probably have to subscribe to like NCAA Plus or something and pay $40 a month.
No, they'd probably make you pay like $100 just to watch a game. It'd be like $100 a game.
On July 26th, Commissioner Bowie Kuhn, he announces pitcher Vita Blue is suspended for the rest of the 84th season due to cocaine conviction.
Cocaine, man. It'll get you.
It'll get you. Johnny Cash says so. July 28th, we have the 23rd Modern Olympic Games open in Los Angeles. Nice. And on the 31st of July, the U.S. men's gymnastics team score emotional upset win over world champion Chinese team in the combined event to take the gold medal at the L.A. Olympics. That's pretty cool.
Do they even have men's gymnastics anymore at the Olympics?
Surely they do, but maybe they don't, because I don't remember ever watching
I haven't really heard. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I haven't heard anything from any men's gymnastics team.
You would think so, but let me see. I'm going to pull it up. Yeah, it looks like they do.
I guess it's just so. It's just. I mean, you think the women's gymnastics is very good, so that's probably the one getting the most attention. So.
Yeah, I would think so.
All right, August 4th, you had American athlete Carl Lewis wins the 100-meter in 9.9 seconds in L.A., first of 9 Olympic gold medals over 3 games. August 5th, American Joan Bennett, something like that, wins first Olympic marathon for women. That is, 2 hours, 24 minutes, ahead of Gret Waitz of Norway at the L.A. Games. August 6th, the American athlete Carl Lewis wins the long jump with 8.54-meter jump, his second of 4 gold medals at the LA Olympics. August 7th, the U.S. collects its first Olympic gold medal in women's basketball history with an 85-55 win over South Korea in the final at the LA Games. Then on August 10th, the U.S. they beat Spain 96-65 to win the men's basketball gold medal at the LA Olympics. Future Dream Team members Michael Jordan, Patrick Ewing, and Chris Mullin. Very impressive. August 11th, you had Carl Lewis duplicates Jesse Owens' 36 feet, winning his 4th Olympic gold medal as part of the U.S. 4x100-meter relay team. World record, 37-second. Wow. August 19th, you had PGA Championship men's golf at Shoal Creek. Lee Trevino wins his 2nd PGA Championship by 4 shots over Gary Player and Lanny Watkins. And then August 24th, Pat Bradley sets LPGA record for holes with a 28. Wow. During the second round of Columbia Savings National at Green Gables Country Club in Denver.
Pretty impressive. Pretty good stuff. We're getting close to the end of the year here. September 8th, the U.S. Open women's tennis. Martina Navratilova. Sorry, that's an easy one to say, but hard when you're looking at it, trying to pronounce it and read it. She retains her title, beats Chris Evert. I feel like everyone is beating Chris Evert this year. I feel like I've said that 7 times.
Seriously.
September 9th, U.S. Open men's tennis. John McEnroe, he wins his 4th U.S. title and final Grand Slam singles event. September 23rd, we had Sparky Anderson, the legendary manager. He's the first manager to win 100 games in both leagues. I read a book about Sparky Anderson. I can't remember what it was called, but it was great. I need to find that. I'll maybe let you borrow it because you'd really enjoy it.
Yeah.
It may have just been called The Big Red Machine. I can't remember. October 7th, Walter Payton passes Jim Brown as NFL's career rushing leader. October 14th, the Baseball World Series. We had the Detroit Tigers beat San Diego Padres 8-4 at Tiger Stadium to clinch the series 4-1. MVP, shortstop Alan Trammell.
True. I don't think I'll ever be saying Detroit Tigers are World Series champions ever again.
Yeah, probably not that the city of Detroit is ever world champions again in anything, but maybe.
I mean, the closest thing, the last thing they had was Pistons when they won. I think it was 2004.
Yeah, it's been a bit.
That's
of a
been
minute.
the only good thing about Detroit is the Pistons. And I mean, I will say the Tigers were good way back in the day.
Yeah. Unlike the Lions, who have never been good, probably.
Oh gosh, they've never been good.
October 22nd, the future Pro Football Hall of Fame quarterback Ken Stabler retires after 17 seasons in the NFL with the Raiders, the Oilers, and the Saints. And November 9th, Larry Holmes TKO's Bone Crusher Smith in 12 for the heavyweight boxing title. November 23rd, Doug Flutie's Hail Mary finds Gerard Phelan to give Boston College a huge 47-45 win over Miami. That was the biggest game of the college football season that year.
I mean, that's
Doug Flutie's miracle in Miami.
10, yeah, that's a top 10 college football player of all time. Heck,
I'd
say top 5.
Probably, yeah. It was probably the biggest until the kick six, and some things have happened then that you could say have beaten it, but it stood there for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, because Boston College beating Miami, especially during that time too, it's huge. All right, December 1st, 50th Heisman Trophy award, where Doug Flutie, Boston College, he wins it. Also on December 1st, which is this the last? I mean, how often do they play the Iron Bowl in December?
Yeah, not super often. We had it a few years ago. What was it, 2020, because of the things got postponed?
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, it's not an often thing. I think
was it
so.
in December? Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Alabama, they beat Auburn 17-15 in Birmingham. And December 1st, American tennis icon Chris Evert, there we go, wins her 1,000th career professional match, beats Pascal Parody, yeah, of France, 6-1, 6-7, 6-2. Golly.
Just cough right in everybody's ear. I'll do it too.
I mean,
you can't catch COVID over a podcast. Yeah, it's okay.
Round of 16 at the Australian Open, Everett goes on to win the event. So
good for her. Yeah.
December 2nd, Miami quarterback Dan Marino breaks NFL single-season touchdown pass record when he throws his 37th in the Dolphins' 45-34 loss to the Raiders, finished the season with 48 touchdown passes. And as we know, that's been broken by Peyton Manning and others. I think Drew Brees broke it, and I think Tom Brady might have broken it as well.
Very different landscape to break it. To do that in '84 though, compared to now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then December 19th, Wayne Gretsky, 23, pretty young, his 18th and youngest NHLer to score 1,000 points, and obviously, it's the best to ever do it.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. And that wraps up the year's events. We do have some other things to talk about though. We'll start with birthdays. So we had a few big birthdays this year. August 3rd, we had Ryan Lochte, American swimmer and Olympic 12-time Olympic medalist.
Figure.
And liar about getting mugged. He was born this year.
Imagine, I mean, can you believe you win gold medals and you're like, I'm going to lie about getting mugged?
Yeah, I don't even remember why he did it. It's a weird thing to do.
Either.
Yeah, we talked about it in one episode. Go back to 2016, I think was the year.
Yeah, because it was in Rio Olympics.
Yeah, check out that episode. You want to hear all about that. We won't go into it too much here, but 2016 episode. I think our first episode. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
November 5th. This is the 25th episode, by the way. So we're a quarter to 100.
Hey,
yeah.
Nice. Oof.
November 5th. Oh, when we have 100 years ranked, that's a lot of years. That's gonna be.
We'll probably be able to do that this year, huh? Or pretty close to it. We'll get close to it.
We're at 25, so it'll be 75 more weeks. So we got a while.
Yeah.
I got a year and a half or so.
Well, what if we did 2 episodes a week? I mean,
do you want to do that? Do you want to?
I'm just saying if that happened 1 week.
Yeah, it's possible. I'm gonna butcher this name. I apologize. Eliud Kipchoge, Kenyan distance runner, Olympic gold marathon in 2016, first under 2 minutes. He was born this year in Kenya. And the big one, December 30th, LeBron James, American basketball forward and other position, his own position that he made up, kind of. NBA championship and MVP 2012, 2013, 2016, 2020, 16-time NBA All-Star. I don't know why I'm explaining this. Everyone knows who LeBron James is.
Knows.
But yeah, he was born this year. So
Very nice.
pretty big. Yeah. We had some deaths this year as well. January 14th, Ray Kroc, American fast food entrepreneur. I believe he invented McDonald's. And honor.
So you said his last name was Croak?
Yeah. And ironic.
Yeah.
In honor of baseball San Diego Padres, he died of a heart failure at 81. January 20th, we had Johann Johnny Weissmuller. He was a Romanian-American actor. He played as Tarzan in the...
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And swimmer, 5 Olympic golds, 1924 and 28. He died of pulmonary edema at 79.
Wow. So he was an Olympic swimmer and then... Nice.
Yeah, this guy was everything. He was he was a swimmer. He was an actor. He was kind of like this fitness icon. He was kind of just everywhere. He was pretty big back in the day. Nice. And September 7th, Joe Cronin, American baseball shortstop, Pirates, Sox, Senators, MVP in 1930, AL president even. He died at 77 this year. So some big losses, some big gains as well in the birthdays. So now that we've come to the end of this year, we have to rank it, Justin. We have to decide where this fits. So let me pull up our little thingy here.
Top 3 here. Top 3. Give me top 3.
All right. Give me. Here we are. All right. Top 3. We have 2008. I got a 92. That's our number 1. We have the Beijing Olympics that year. The Giants upset the Patriots, and Tiger on 1 foot. He wins his big moment there. And then the 2 below that are both ranked at 91. 2016, Kobe's last game. Cubs win the World Series, the Rio Olympics. In 2004, Red Sox winning, Pistons winning, Malice at the Palace. This isn't an A for me. If it was for movies, it'd be like a 98, but it's not for that, is it? It's for sports. So
yeah.
Where does this go? Where does 1984 go?
I don't know. What do you think? Like 85?
There's some big things. You got to think you have the Summer Olympics and the Winter Olympics.
Yeah.
And then you have all the other things going on. Is 80? You think it's as high as 85?
I mean, and then you think Doug Flutie, and then, like I said, the Olympics were pretty big.
Yeah.
It's pretty big golf events. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar becoming the all-time leading scorer.
Yeah, I mean, Wayne Gretzky, that's huge.
Oh, no, I feel like it was a...
Yeah, you're probably right.
It was a pretty good year, in my opinion.
You're probably right, yeah.
I mean, I could go... Look...
Let's go.
I mean,
so you're gonna say at 85?
Well, I'm thinking about it. Let me rethink.
Take your time. This is a big decision.
You had Georgetown winning first African American head coach, any NCAA Division I title. Pete Rose, 4,000 hits. That's huge.
That's a lot of stuff. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're that is a big year.
I'm gonna say I like 85.
85. I'm gonna say 83. So we'll put it as 84.
Perfect. I think that's
84. Good. Now what we need to put Doug Flutie's miracle, in my opinion. What's the other 2 things we need to list here for this year?
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar score over Wilt Chamberlain.
Okay, I'm going to put Abdul-Jabbar score.
And then what else? Whatever.
Olympics? Should we put Olympics?
Yeah. Yeah, you can put what's his name winning the 4 gold medals.
Okay. Well, perfect. Well, that wraps up this episode. No, it doesn't. It doesn't wrap up this episode. We have an email.
Oh, really? For the Rank podcast.
Yeah, from Chris Miller.
Hey, Chris.
So if you'll recall some background information for this email, last week or the week before, they all run together, I said I wanted to find the most boring year in sports besides 1943 or whatever we did. Well, I went and looked, and there's plenty. There's a ton of years where absolutely nothing happened. But I thought, well, if I pick one of those, how are we going to talk about it? We can't. We can't make a podcast if nothing happened. So I asked people to send us some boring years, and we could just mention them on the podcast, right? So Chris, he wrote, if you want to reach us, by the way, rankedsportspod@gmail.com. Thank you, Chris, for reaching out. He writes, Hey guys, I know you're looking for the most boring year in sports. When you said this, the year 1860 came to mind. I had to do a report on the major events on this year in college some years back, and I noticed almost nothing happened in 1860 sports except a boxing match that somehow went for 42 rounds.
Oh my gosh.
He says, American John Hayden fought England's Tom Sayers in a match that lasted 2 hours and 27 minutes. Police eventually stopped the fight and is today known as the first world title bout. Other than that, absolutely nothing significant happened. Hope you guys found this interesting. Chris. That is interesting. 42 rounds.
They must have been throwing some good money on that match. My goodness. But
That's
how
a
do you last
long
42 rounds just
Yeah.
pounding on each other like
Yeah,
that?
how do you just hit each other for 2.5 hours? That's insanity.
It doesn't make any. They must have money on the line too to be going 42 rounds, because at some point you just got to be like, look, what's the point? What are we doing here, guys?
People were built different then. There's nothing else to do. What were we going to do? Go plow a field by hand? No, I'm going to fight this guy.
Secession too, so that was also a pretty big deal.
Yeah. Wow, though. That's pretty impressive. Thank you, Chris. Like I said, if you want to reach the show,
Chris.
like Chris, rankedsportspod@gmail.com. I want some more emails like this. Find us a year that nothing happened except the one weird thing. Or a different year. If you got a suggestion for us, you want us to do a certain year, the year you were born. You want us to do that. The year you're going to die, if you want us to do that. If you want us to guess on the future, let us know. We'll be happy to do that.
2100. There we go.
2100. That's a long way away. We can make a guess. We'll do it. We'll do anything. So, thank you all, though.
2100. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, you'll do it. I believe in you. You'll probably do it.
Yeah, I mean,
Why
how
wouldn't you?
old would I be? I'm about to turn 24. It's 2022. What is that? 78 years from now?
Yeah, you'll figure it out.
Oh yeah, I could definitely do that. Yeah.
You
I'd
could
be
do
what? How old would I be?
24 plus 78.
98. So 102? Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, I know people that are older than 102. You can do that.
Yeah, it's possible. And with the technology, heck, I could live until like 120.
And you're going to do
I
this
won't say all
podcast
that,
until the day you die, too.
Yeah,
so
until I'm 120.
That's 100 years of more podcasting. Great. I'm going to
Welcome
squeeze.
to the Rank Podcast.
We've ranked the last 600 years of sports. All right. Well, thank you, everyone, for listening.
Thank y'all for listening.
And we'll be back next Thursday with another new episode.
All right. War Eagle anyways.
Test. Here we go. You've been listening to Ranked, the most iconic year in sports history. Please remember to like and subscribe.